Ruba Ventura, my pockets is fit. That Ruba Ventura, I go hard for my city. That Ruba Ventura, I'm up in the gym. That Ruba Ventura, I go hard for my kids. That Ruba Ventura, my pockets is fit. That Ruba Ventura, I go hard for my city. Up in the wood, I'm grinding all day. Like chopping the wood, I'm swinging these ways. Put it all on the line, and I'm leaving my print. That's all on my life, they gon' remember my name. My health, my
Hello everyone, I'm back with another episode of Insomniac League Garage Sessions, and to be honest, I needed a little break from doing all the podcasting and trying to upload every week or so. The main reason is, as you guys can see, there's way too much going on in life right now. There's way too much going on with music, political views, you know, just in general, everything across the board is pretty effed up. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to take a break from this one. It's too much to talk about or even argue against or start having a deep conversation about these type of things. But anyway, we're back, right? So glad to be back. Glad to still be, you know, changing people's lives through fitness. Everyone is doing an amazing job showing their support. It's not even a job. You guys are volunteering to show your support, but you know what I mean. InsomniacLeagueGarage.com. Get your FYF. Fight your fight. Remember that. We all have something that we're fighting against in secret or out in the open. And I'm telling you, don't quit. For all those people right now going through something that's difficult, do not quit. Push yourself through it at whatever the cost is. Make sure you stay healthy, first of all, safe, and you're in control of every situation you're putting yourself through. All right. So now, I'd like to make a quick announcement. Thanks to the sponsor, Anunnaki CBD. Amazing product. Lab tested, certified, helps with anxiety, you know, people that feel they have depression, and many things. Okay, so now moving on to the show. Here we go. You have all been aware of what's going on with the whole trying to find motivation. People are still trying to find motivation with how they're going to start getting their fitness journeys plan put together, right? So I'm going to tell you this. Make it very simple. You guys don't have to overthink it. I'm going to give you guys an inside tip on how I do it. Here's what I do. I get plenty of rest, and I start monitoring how much food I'm taking into my body. That's the first step that I take when I start considering going to the gym. You know, even for me, where I can create a plan for myself fairly quickly, I still like to take the proper steps to make sure that my journey is going to be successful. So now, my goal was to gain into the 250 pounds. As you can see, if you look back towards the other videos, I've gained a little bit of mass, and I'm still eating clean. I'm not doing like any kind of dirty bulk. I'm just lifting heavier, having more grams of protein per day, a good amount of cardio, and so on. Anyway, before you start this journey, I'm talking to you guys that are either beginners or you fell off for a couple years. I want you to know that all you got to do is set up the right plan. First step, okay, you're going to go ahead and start checking your foods. All right, don't do that last. That's the biggest mistake people will do, is start counting their calories, checking their macros. They start going into these crash diets because they started working out already. Don't do that, guys. Don't put yourself through that. First step, put your food plan together and start going to the grocery store to buy your foods that you're going to need for this new journey. Just remember, high protein, moderate carbs, depending on how active your job is. But just focus on the high protein, okay? If you don't know your numbers, go to your local gym, come to your trainer, and you'll be able to find out what your numbers are as far as how your body fat is, what number of lean mass you got on your body, and you start working on that. You're going to have to put yourself through a test, and get yourself one of those watches. Those watches that can count your calories. Now remember, it's not very accurate. So you're going to want to make sure that you don't take that information that the watch gives you too literally. It's off, okay? More or less it's off. By a few, maybe 50 to 100 calories, it might be off depending on the brand. So go through an exhausting workout, to your capabilities. See how many calories you can actually burn within an hour of being active. About 135 beats per minute. How long can you take that? And slowly progress, right? But when you get that number, it's going to tell you how many calories you need to keep burning at average for the first couple of weeks of your training. Now that you have those numbers, you can start bringing in the proteins. You can start bringing in the carbs. You can start bringing in the fats that will work well with the amount of calories that you're actually burning in a workout. Keep in mind, you're still burning calories when you're not working out, and that number is kind of up and down. It can range from 4 calories at rest per pound of muscle, or up to 6 pounds of, not 6 pounds, about 6 calories per pound of muscle at rest. So it all depends on where your fitness level is. If you have high body fat and your blood pressure's through the roof and your heart rate's always like maxed out. So it depends, right? Now, you got that out of the way. Those are the steps you need to take. Get the food down. Now you're ready to work out. Now you're ready to get that test in. Check your numbers. Check how many calories you burned. Another thing, the next step. How long are you sore? How long are you sore? You want to make sure you're not too sore. And being sore, I'll mention this quickly, is not something you have to be to know that you got a good workout. Get your reps in, push yourself to almost failure. Just make sure you work out better than the last time you worked out. Greg, you said. Yeah, just go harder than the last time, right? So that's very important that you make sure that you're not pushing to get fucking overexerted. You don't want to be exhausted and sore for a week. You got to put in the calories so that you're not going to be sore for longer than about 48 hours. Make sure that you take care of your body and you recover, because guess what? Guess what, guys? We do not build muscle when we're actually tearing the fibers down in the gym. We build muscle when we're sleeping, after we've eaten good, and we take our rest days. Now, yes, there are people that work out 6-7 days a week every day. Mr. David Goggins, that motherfucker's a beast. But you're not at that level yet. I'm kind of focusing on those people that are trying to get back into it that fell off for a couple years. You're not there yet. You can be there, but you're not there yet. So now, make sure you're not too sore. Take your rest time. Eat properly. Make sure you're not overindulging on processed foods. You want to make sure that you get good fats, good carbs, and good proteins. Make sure you do enough cardio. I think cardio is something that people want to avoid, but also you don't want to over fucking do it on cardio. It's a fine line between doing too much cardio and doing the right amount. It's hard to say because it depends on the person's diet. Now, again, it all goes down to how you did your original test when you checked how many calories you burned for your initial workout and see where you gassed out. That's going to tell you, okay, I can afford to do about 20 minutes of cardio, 30 minutes of cardio, moderately intense amount of cardio. And I'm talking about, incline treadmill, level 13 at the speed of about 3 miles per hour or 3.5. And that's going to make sure that you are not tapping into the muscle fiber as energy. All right. There's a lot to this than just fucking going in there and running and getting lighter. Because the reality is you're not going to be losing fat through the sweat that's coming out of your pores. That is part of your system that helps you cool down when you hit thermogenesis. You have to understand that. People that say, oh, well, I need to sweat more because I'm burning the fat. Yes and no. If you think the fat's coming out of your pores, not at all. You are becoming hotter internally, and you are burning that bitch up, eventually you will use the restroom, either pee the fat out or poop it out. And you'll start to see a little bit of that glistening, glittery shit coming out of your ass, like a unicorn. So what you're going to do is make sure you're eating properly. Make sure you're hydrated. A lot of you people out here in America, you guys are very dehydrated. The average person has about 38% water in their body hydration levels. It's scary. You have to understand you need water in your system. So now, another thing is, we're going to move on. That's the first step. If you need to rehear it, please scroll back, replay it. I hope I made it simple enough to understand. And if I didn't, leave a message. Leave a message in the Q&A section. Leave a message on YouTube in the comment section if you don't like what I had to say. Also, enlighten me on your style, and I'll be more than happy to consider it or not. Most likely not. So here's the thing. When it comes to supplementation, right? What are you supplementing your body for? What is the purpose of supplements? First off, you need to understand what the word supplement means, right? And I want to be extremely accurate because we want to make sure that you understand what the word supplement means. So when we go into the dictionary and we look up the supplement definition, it is something that completes or enhances something else when added to it, right? So most people think, oh, I need to take my supplements, but they don't understand, or my sups for short. But I hear them say this, and I see fuckers like dry scooping aminos, dry scooping EAAs, BCAAs on their story with a scoop of pre-workout, all dry, and they just take about that much water. That is horrible, guys. That is not going to activate the proper way in your body. You need more water. You need to kind of relax. It's not cool. There's a rare case of pneumonia that you can get from having coughed the powder and it goes into your lungs. You can die, dude. Do not do that. So, or chicks out there. Now, supplementation, it's to enhance something, complete something, right? You're supplementing an amount. So let's say your macros, right? You got, this is all fairy tale stuff. If you got 100 grams of protein per day, 40 grams of carbs, and let's say another 40 grams of fats, you got to complete those numbers by the end of the day somehow through food. Now, let's say you have a busy ass job. We all got a busy day. You got kids, you got whatever. And you're like, fuck, I only got 70 grams out of my food. And you know what? I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to have time to eat that meal before I go to bed. And I got to go straight to bed. Okay. Supplementation. You supplement that 30 grams of protein from something you blend in the blender. All right. You put your protein powder, you put your whatever type of milk you like or water based, and you drink it. You drink your 30 grams and now you've completed your 100 grams. Okay. Now just remember that is only a supplement. Don't come fucking telling your trainers or telling me, oh, can I just take 4 protein shakes a day? That is fucking retarded. You should not do that. Do not do that. You are not at all going to get the results that you're looking for. There is something that happens with your saliva when you're chewing food, when you're ingesting protein, that is going to make sure that you bring out the essential aminos. Okay? That's not going to happen necessarily when you're drinking the protein shake. You need to chew something. There's no way that you're going to get the same effect. Okay? So now, if you need to repeat that, go back, repeat it. So do not have this fucking idea that you can just drink all your protein for the day. That is not going to work. You are not going to get results. Now, the other thing is, when I tell people, hey, or you guys hear on social media, or you hear somebody that's amazing on YouTube, and I have some recommendations of channels you guys should listen to. I'll put it in the description. Everybody knows More Plates, More Dates. And there's a few others. Okay, Greg Doucette. He's very good. Although his voice could be a little annoying, but he's a good guy, man. He knows what the hell he's talking about. And, there's a lot of those guys out there that are giving out the right information. And, some are more popular than others, but nonetheless, the ones that I follow give good information. And you have to make sure that every type of food that you ingest is the proper one for your goal. A lot of people come up to me, like I was saying before, is they want to tell me, well, shit, I don't know if I can eat 1,600, 1,700 calories, and I don't know if I can do even 80 grams of protein. There are specific clients that are very underweight, and we have to slowly get them up there. And we don't go too crazy on the protein intake. We slowly get it into their system. Whether they have 75 pounds of muscle, I don't recommend you guys get down as low as 75 pounds of lean mass on your body. With 28%, 30% body fat, that's horrible. That is where the term skinny fat comes from. You're not very functional. You feel weak. You're depressed. You're dealing with all these issues mentally because you're not strong. You're not functional. You get drained. So what do? We slowly introduce the protein at the right amounts that I feel are appropriate and doable for the client. And it could sometimes be only 80 grams of protein a day until they slowly start to build up that ability to eat more. But even then, this is what really annoys me, and I know a lot of trainers are going to agree, is that when the client is so used to eating so much garbage, they're eating per meal about 900 calories, predominantly from fat and carbs, because you do know that each gram of fat is 9 calories. And if you got a meal that's 700 calories or so, and you got only like 12 grams of protein, guess where those calories are coming from? All right, because every gram of protein has about 4 calories. It has 4 calories. And those other calories are coming from fucking fat and carbs. Carbs are not the enemy, but, fat is the biggest thing that fucks people over, especially processed. So now they come to me and they're like, I don't know what I can do with this meal plan. I'm not going to be able to eat any of this food, right? And I just look at them and I tell them, well, why not? What is the issue? It's too much food. Okay. So basically what they're saying and what you're telling yourself is you want to remain a lazy person. You want to stay complacent. You want to keep eating that fat shit and try to get results. But I'll tell you this. If you come into this place or any other fucking gym and you tell someone, I want to look like this fucking person. I want to look like this girl, this fitness model. Jackie Fit, 322, whatever the fuck their names are. Everything's fit. I want to look like Arnold. I want to look like Ronnie Coleman. But I want to keep eating like shit. You know what I hear in my head? I hear that you have zero respect for the fitness industry. You have zero respect to those people that worked hard for years, sacrificing their foods, sacrificing their friends' time out in bars and clubs when they could be having fun. They did the work. They did not eat burgers and pizza and drink alcohol every day. So you're pretty much saying, I want to get what they got, but I want to be lazy about it. If I had the exposure and the ability to bring these people here and call them up, hey, Ronnie, come on down. I want you to meet this person. They want to look like you. I would want you to explain to Ronnie Coleman why you are choosing to eat the way you are, but yet you want to look like him. How would you feel? There's no possible way you can do that. Oh, well, I can find a way around it, right? I can supplement my protein and just drink 20 of them or whatever, right? Wrong. Absolutely wrong. You got to do the hard work. You got to do the chewing. You got to swallow that chicken when it's hard to fucking eat. You got to start putting in some mustard, 0 calories. You got to figure it out. It's not about taste anymore. You had your entire life focused on taste, focused on releasing dopamine because you're depressed and you're desperate for that release. So you eat a bunch of junk that helps with that. So now that's very disappointing. You should be disappointed in yourself for thinking that way and thinking you can get away with it, and thinking that after so many years of being in business here myself that I will tolerate it. No. If you feel bad and you feel attacked after saying something like that in my gym, can you imagine how you're making us feel, the ones that are actually doing the work, having to put down chicken after you've eaten so many fucking ounces of it and it's dry and you just hate it and it makes you want to throw up with every fucking fork you put in your mouth. I eat with a spoon, everything, so it's tough. It's tough. And not only that, you have to go to bed early. You have to get mentally in shape too. Take a shower on time. So please, I will not stress this enough. Please do not go to a professional or anyone that is going to change your body and tell them you want to look like something without doing the work and doing the time. Don't do that. You look like a fool. And it's very disrespectful to the people who worked hard for what they got. It's disrespectful. So don't do that. Now, moving on. The next thing I want to talk about is basically this. When you find yourself stuck, you're not getting any progress. You've been the same weight for about 3 to 4 weeks. You have to slow the hell down. You have to slow down. You have to start tracking down everything you're eating, absolutely everything. And it's most likely going to be that at the end of the week, because you guys ain't counting this shit, I know you're not. You're saying, well, I got this meal plan, so I'm going to eyeball it now. I figured it out. No, you did not. You know, it takes so many years of learning how to eat properly, and you still shouldn't eyeball it. Sebum, Tia Toomey, all these great athletes, they do not eyeball anything. You are not at that level, and you should not be that comfortable with eyeballing your food, because you're easily going to relapse and start putting a little bit more of this and a little bit more of that, and you're going to get stuck. You haven't even hit a plateau yet, but it seems like you have, and the only reason it seems like you have is because you're putting in too many calories than you're burning, and you don't recognize it. So don't go into that weigh-in and get all fucking sad and mopey when you are not doing the work. It comes down to you. Only you. Now, you have to understand, it could be peanuts, it could be almonds, it could be peanut butter, which is the most popular that people don't even understand how many grams of fat are in there. Read the labels. Stop being lazy. Read the labels. Get yourself more educated on what you're putting in your mouth. Oh, well, can I just have one piece of bread in the morning with my coffee and I'll just take the rest in protein shakes, right? That's okay, huh? No, because you still haven't reached your goal. It's embarrassing to even say that. You should be embarrassed. You should just go into your place where you train, pay attention, do your homework, and get the results. Why are you wanting to prolong the process of learning? So we went from the beginning stages, get your food together, to now here where you've decided to speak with a professional or certified trainer and so on. If you want results, things have to be accounted for. Every part of your life will have to be accounted for. How much sleep you get, how little you talk when you're training. Are you complaining more than you are being appreciative of the movements you can do? Are you desperately trying to do something because you saw someone else do it and you're competing with them when you're just a fucking lazy piece of shit? You have to get out of that comfort zone. You have to stop putting yourself in a position where you're going to feel depressed. You're depressing yourself in a way where you're always in square one. You could be getting amazing results if you just changed your mindset and stopped competing, stopped wanting to be something you're not, and so on. Now, when you reach your goal, I can tell you this, you're going to feel fucking excited. So accomplished. Everything in your life already changed. All of a sudden, you got a raise in your job. You got a new girlfriend or boyfriend. You were able to conceive a child. I've seen so many amazing things happen with just training. Not everybody wants the perfect body. Some people just want to work out to be able to have a child, to boost their hormones, to get out of high body fat percentages, to prevent getting deeper into diabetes, type 2. You know? There's so many reasons why exercise is important. Why is it important to you? Just because you go to a gym or you see a gym where people are, pushing to be big athletes, doesn't mean you can't train with them. You can. This community is great. If you find that this community of fitness is horrible, you're watching the wrong stories, you're around the wrong people, and you're around those that are doing it just for show. So change that as well. Change that idea. Now, if money is an issue and you can't afford personal training, then you're going to have to sacrifice some of the things you're spending on to be able to afford it. Because this is something that gives you life back. It gives you so much life back that the money doesn't matter. You guys are throwing your money towards things that kill you. Creating free radicals and not having the proper antioxidants to break it down. You look old. You guys are fucking 28, 27, looking older than me. I'm a father of 4 kids. I'm 35 years old. Most people, I don't look that much far away from my age, but, I don't look like a bunch of you 20-something-year-olds all wrinkly and, it's not looking good, guys. You guys got to step it up for your own good, for your own damn good. Now, my biggest message, the biggest message I want to send out today is I'm happy to be back on this. I'm happy to be back podcasting once again. I had a big fucking, hiccup here with the system, and that shit threw me back a couple hours, couple days. And I'm going to have to do a reshoot of one of the podcasts I did previously because it got corrupted. So I've been doing a lot of things, trying to get things together, working on the clothing line. You got to make sure that you guys support me wherever the hell you are. I support everyone who lifts, everyone who loves iron and picking it up and throwing it on the ground. You guys are great. That's why I created this brand, because you all are fighting your fight. FYF. Fight Your Fight, man, by Insomniathlete. InsomniathleteGarage.com. Go to my Instagram. I'll put it there on the link, on the description. And hit the link in my bio. It'll show you everything we got. You're going to like it. I create everything on my own. It's just me. The person you're listening to now created everything you'd be wearing. It's great. It's great stuff. Now, the biggest message here. You guys need to really buckle down. Stop trying to find the easy way out. Remember, when you have that thought in your head, is there an easier way I can do it? Can I do less work for the same results? please don't be disrespectful to people like me and people that are amazing athletes that are killing themselves in the gym. Don't be disrespectful and do the work. Join the club. We will accept you with open arms. This is an amazing community of people, and there's no shortcuts. There's absolutely no shortcuts in this movement, in this game of fitness. Yes, you will have your ups and downs. You will definitely fail. You will definitely lose track of your numbers. You won't get it right, but that's the best part. Because every time you don't get it right, the answer unveils itself right in front of you, and you're like, wow, I can't believe I just made that mistake. And I've been making the mistake for days. That'll never happen again. And you start getting better results. You start understanding food. You start understanding why your hormones are getting more regulated. And what you thought was an okay feeling, you realize, wow, that was a horrible feeling my body was going through. And now I feel optimal. So I'll leave you with that. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be speaking back to everyone else. I hope you guys follow my page on Instagram and show love and support to my website and buy my clothing. You know, hard work. It's hard work. I've been doing this for a while now. And I think everyone that is working out to be their best should really take the time to understand patience. Be patient. Be appreciative of yourself. And don't overwork yourself if you're not eating the right foods. Eat the right foods and fucking kill it in the gym. This is Ruben Insomniac Elite Garage Sessions. Episode number 1. Here we go. Peace out, guys.
I'm up in the gym. That Ruba Ventura. I go hard for my kids. That Ruba Ventura. My pockets is fit. That Ruba Ventura. I go hard for my city. That Ruba Ventura. I'm up in the gym. That Ruba Ventura. I go hard for my kids. That Ruba Ventura. My pockets is fit. That Ruba Ventura. I go hard for my city. Up in the wood. I'm grinding all day. Like chopping the wood. I'm swinging these ways. Put it all on the line and I'm leaving my print. That's all on my life. They gon' remember my